Hello friends and gamers, my name is Jinx and welcome to Operation Hats. This is turn number 9 for the Italians, July 1940. The Italians have not been doing so well in this war. On all fronts they are stymied and have a difficult time moving forward. Yes, they had some initial successes. They managed to capture Tunisia from the French, unopposed as they walked in, and they managed to capture Lower Egypt, which was a major feather in their cap. But apart from that, things aren't going so well. They lost their eastern colonies to the Free French, a very unfortunate circumstance for them. Yes, they've captured Madagascar from the enemy, but apart from that, things aren't going well. The bulk of the British Navy, basically the entirety of the Commonwealth Navy, has parked itself in the Mediterranean at this point, leaving very little outside of it. And that means that it's basically stymied whatever the Italians have to offer, and that's despite the Germans sending them Lend-Lease as much as they could and assisting them in every which way they should. It's still been very difficult for the Italians. Last turn they had an additional setback where northern Italy was raided, and the only factory that the Italians have was damaged for 3 damage points there. As well as we lost a fighter. A brave air force rallied and fought in the skies, but unfortunately still lost a unit in that battle. Very unfortunate. But we'll see if the Italians could at least contribute to this overall war by holding up the enemy in some fashion or another. Let's get started on the Italian turn. Normally we would take a look at technology, but with our major factory being broken down, we can't actually research tech this turn. We have improved constructions, turn number 9, and the Italians only sit on the first stage. We've had very many failures. We had 7 failures and 1 success, which is one of the reasons I feel that technology needs to be overhauled in this game, because there's going to be flukes like this that prevent people from moving their way up in the world. But anyways, without further ado, let's take a look at the production over here. We have 16 bucks to spend. We're going to get 2 destroyers and 1 militia upgrade. That's what this stands for. So I'm going to bring that a little bit closer to where the action is so that we don't have to travel so far later on. I'm going to park them here for now. Starting with our combat moves. So we have 3 coastal subs in M8. Going to come across to what is this, M4, and do a convoy raid here against the enemy. So that's 1 convoy raid, or 3 I guess. This submarine from I4 is coming out across to M4 as well. Gonna do a convoy raid. And also we have a seaplane coming into this convoy raiding business as well. And we hope between that to completely wipe out whatever the British have for convoy. $6 here. Take off $6 off the enemy. We have 1 more convoy raid from I3 is going to come across to M8 and do a convoy raid here. So 1 dice roll. And then we have a couple walk-ons. We have from Nubia to Sudan. We have 1 infantry is going to walk into that territory. We have 3 dudes, 3 fellas up here in Upper Egypt, and 2 from Nubia boarding this transports over here in the Red Sea. And together they're going to go and invade South Africa without the Yemenis forces participating. They're going to go to South Africa. They're going to pick up this Madagascar mountain infantry on the way. And we're going to drop them off, all 4 of these guys, in South Africa, and also make a landing and park our ships in that port there. So now we threaten the Cape Town area with their 4 infantry. Will we have enough to hold off them or to attack them? That remains to be seen. Now, turning our attention to some other movements that we intend on doing, or let's start with our combat moves themselves, specifically convoy raiding. So here we have it. We have, what is this, 5 convoy raiding rolls. The red is the attacker, blue is defender. Keep in mind the enemy now has radar, so that means they get a +2 on their rolls. So coastal sub, they definitely win that one. Second coastal sub, they win that one as well. Third coastal sub, we get something here. So we get +1, they get +2. So 7 minus 4 gives us 3. We get 3 damage against the enemy so far. Now we have our regular submarine is going to participate here. Okay, and we've maxed it out because we get +2, they get +2. It's maxed out. And we can't do any more damage. But just in case, let's roll a little bit extra here. Just, it's nice to have it. It's something I learned from one of the other players in another game that they do just to make sure. This is our seaplane. It didn't do a hit. And this is our other one here off the coast of Egypt. And no luck there either. So it's basically just one roll here by the submarine that managed to succeed in taking out the enemy. Or is it 2? The coastal sub and a regular sub. Okay. Now we move on to non-combat movements. Starting with our tactical bomber. She's going to land over here in Madagascar. 1, 2, 3, 4. That sets us up for future attack if needed against the enemy. I'll delete that after. We have one Marine is going to come marching up to Upper Egypt. We're going to have a anti-aircraft gun. We're going to rail this all the way up to Syria. And this fighter is going to fly all the way to northern Italy. I feel like we're going to need that extra oomph in this direction. We're going to move this anti-aircraft gun to Rome, just to hold out against any potential enemy attacks. And I think that's it for all of our non-combat moves. I can't think of anything else that needs to occur. All right, let's go to place units here. We're going to put these two destroyers in port over here. And this militia upgrade, we're going to put this militia upgrade. Oh, you know what? One other thing. So, strategic naval move. I'm going to pick up one infantry, and this transport's going to come to this port right here. Drop them off in Upper Egypt. Now, in Lower Egypt, we're going to switch this guy out for an infantry, because that's that militia upgrade. And so that's the situation here. I do believe that is it. We've captured some territory from the enemy. Now let's put some roundels down. Okay. And now we're going to delete all the lines on the board. Good. One other little move that we're going to make is from Lazio to Rome. One militia is going to walk across it. Maybe I'm a little bit too cautious here, but we want to make sure our bases are covered. And now we turn to our income and check the income tracker here. We drop the British income down by 1, and the Italians goes up by 1. Let's just double check this by hitting set nation income. That looks to be about the same. I don't think anything moved too much. I hope not, anyways. Okay. All right. Give it a quick think here. Go over to our page here. We get 16, but we get +2 because we have Egypt here. And that about does it for our forces. All right. Oh, one last thing. We need to deduct from the British. They're at 15 now here. And I think that about does everything that we can do. Thank you all for watching. This has been the Italian turn. Hopefully things improve for them and we can see some major headway being formed. But I'm not too optimistic in that department. I think things are going to be pretty slow for them. Basically the entire game. Oh, you know what? I forgot to land the seaplane. 1, 2. It's going to land in Sicily. I don't want to leave him hanging here to be attacked by the enemy. And that'll do for me. Thank you all for watching. Cheers.